Hi guys, my name is Michael. Welcome back. So in this video, I'd like to bring a few things to your attention. But the first thing I want to talk about today is, how far crypto has come. And I think that a lot of people do not appreciate, how much the crypto space has achieved in the last 24 months. If you think about where crypto was in 2023 and where it is today, honestly, it's unimaginable. We are talking about an asset class that Jamie Dimon not so long ago called a decentralized Ponzi scheme. And a lot of big financial players said this was going nowhere. This was a fraud. It was a Ponzi scheme. It was a scam. It's gonna go to zero. Blah blah blah. And if you take a look at where crypto is today, talking about things like the Genius Act, and countries now allowing pension funds buy crypto projects. I mean, it's mind blowing, and I think that a lot of people do not understand. A lot of people are not taking this, are not sort of embracing this moment. Do you get? And so with that, I want to talk about something that happened last week that you know will give you an understanding of where we are in these financial transitions that we are in. And we've been talking about this whole financial transition, but I believe that last week was a very pivotal, moment you get in this journey. And I'm going to give you the backstory and my own opinion on this. So last week, we saw the IMF chief came out and she was answering a question, and she said she's urging countries. When she speaks to country leaders, right, she's telling them to accept reality. Money is going digital. Do you get? And a lot of outlets picked it up. And if you take a look at this story here, it says IMF urge countries to recognize digital currencies as part of a new financial reality. And this is a big deal, right? And I know a lot of people have talked about this, but there are two things you need to understand about this statement by the IMF chief. The first thing to understand is that the denial has ended. No one is denying the fact that crypto is going to change money as we know it. Crypto is going to, transform what we know as value, as money, as currencies. It is going to transform it. What that is going to look like in the future, no one fully has, we don't have the full picture, but we know that crypto is going to transform money and currencies. And no one is denying that anymore. Remember, they denied this fact for years. They, making the retail investors feel like they're crazy, making people who were investing in XRP and all these tokens very early, they make people feel like they were crazy. But now there is no more denying the fact. This is where, this is where the train is headed to. Do you get? And so that statement by the IMF chief just shows you that crypto is inevitable. Crypto is like Thanos right now. It's inevitable. Do you get? Money is going to be transformed. And we have to be on the right side on this transition. We have to get it right. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was the first thing, behind that statement, in my own opinion. Now, the second thing, behind the statement that was made by the IMF chief is the fact that it was a signal. Now, a lot of people do not understand. When the IMF chief speaks about something, it's not just policy, right? They are telling people what is coming down the line. When the IMF tells country to accept this new financial reality, what they are telling countries is like, it is happening, whether you like it or not. And if you know how the IMF treats countries when it comes to loans and everything, you will know that they don't mess around, right? The IMF tells you to put a policy in place, do this and do that. If not, you're not getting the loan. Do you get? And you see countries change laws because of the IMF. Countries change policies, change a lot of things in their land just because of the IMF. So when the IMF comes out and says that, crypto or this new financial reality, accept this new financial reality, it's not a suggestion. They are telling you that this is happening. And so this statement by the IMF chief, in my own opinion, was a signal to those who are listening that we are ready. Things are ready to move forward. That is my own opinion. Things are ready to move forward. Do you get? So we've talked about the first thing. There is no denying it. Money is transforming. What we know as currencies today, what we know as money today, is about to, I'm not talking about the makeover from the ground up is about to change. The second thing is that they are telling the stakeholders that it is happening now. It has begun. So start, do whatever you need to do because this has already started. So if you're someone that has been paying, attention to this whole financial transition and this journey that we have been on for a number of months and years now, it's important to know that this monetary reset or this monetary transformation has begun. So we're going to, expect a lot of changes. And I've been talking about this on my channel for a while now. Expect a lot of disruptions in the area of finance. Expect a lot of disruption because the ball is now rolling. And this is going to be a quick one. It's going to be a quick turnaround. There's going to be disruptions and, there's going to be replacements. So many things are going to happen as we move forward. So it's important for us to pay attention to these things. Now, what we are going to see in the next couple of months is that we are going to see institutions try to play catch up. Now, it's important to understand that the crypto space is very different from other financial instruments or asset classes, in the sense that in the crypto space, what we had, unlike other areas of finance where you would see institutional investors take position, and then when they are well positioned, then the retail come in and become exit liquidity for them. In the crypto space, the crypto flipped that script. And so in crypto, what we had is, due to things like compliance and clarity in the laws and everything, the institutional investors stayed away from crypto. But the retail investors, who do not have those requirements to meet, were able to take position in the crypto space. And so what we have here is the retail investors who are well positioned and just waiting for the institutional investors to become exit liquidity. And this is what they are trying to fight. This is what the fight is in crypto right now. If a lot of people are wondering, why has this thing not gone up? Why is altcoin season delaying? The fight behind the scenes is that these guys do not want to become exit liquidity. And I'm going to do a video on what is going on behind the scenes and why we are seeing a lot of things stall and delay. But the institutional investors and institutions are going to have to play catch up. And now that the IMF has given the signal, we are going to see a lot of strategies, a lot of things in the next couple of months. Do you get? Things are going to begin to pick up in terms of, how institutions try. I mean, today alone, we saw Walmart, and this is the signal, right? We saw Walmart come out today and say they're going to accept crypto, crypto payments. We are going to see such changes begin to, institutions are going to be coming out with these changes. So expect all these changes to begin to roll out now that the IMF has given the signal. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's important for us to understand where we are in this transition. And so if you're someone that is still doubting, is XRP going to, you need to understand where we are. Let me take you back to what she said, the IMF chief. Something there was really important. If you go back to what she said, reading this place, she said that digitization in fiat money was very good and very powerful and differentiated this from unbacked cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. So the IMF is not advising countries to hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset and everything. Now, if you read into the whole statement, right, she talked about tokenization and everything. And when you look at the themes that she's talking about, right, if she says don't hold Bitcoin, do you get? So what will this digital transformation be about? It will be about those projects, XRP, XLM, all these things, XDC. Do you understand? Those projects that we've always been talking about, utility projects, the projects that are going to build the rails for the new system that is coming in. And there's a lot to talk about there, so I'm going to do another video on that. But it's important to understand where we are, in this transition. We have come to a very, how will I put it, a very important junction at this time. And so we're going to see things pick up. So expect a lot of things in the news about companies, rolling out adoption, for cryptocurrencies and things like that. Do you get, in the coming days? And this is going to lead into, some sort of bull market, if I can put it that way. But it's important for us to understand these things and how these changes that we're going to see in society will affect us as individuals, because it is going to be disruptive. This is not going to be a smooth transition. Do you get? A lot of people will be left behind. A lot of people who do not believe in, who say they don't believe in tokenization, they don't believe in this, they will be left behind in this transition, unfortunately. Do you get? So if you're someone that is in this space right now, it's important to understand that you are really early. You are really early. So, like I said, the $1 million question here for institutions, now that the signal has gone out that we are moving to digital money, the $1 million question is, how do the institutions take position without becoming exit liquidity for the retail investors? And I'm going to do a video talking about what is going on how to answer this question, because this is the major question. How do the institution come into and take positions in these various projects without blowing the price out of proportion and giving, liquidity for the retailers to cash out? That is what they are fighting behind the scenes. This is what they are fighting behind the scenes. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. Please look out for more videos. I'm going to be explaining where we are in this financial and monetary reset and how to position yourself so that you're not left behind. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, but these opportunities are baked with disruption. So it's important for us to position adequately to take advantage of the opportunities and withstand the disruptions. Anyway, guys, if you like videos like this, remember to like and subscribe. If you want access to my exclusive content, consider joining the membership. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.